Hello and welcome to the Matthew Alton Art channel again. Well, here I am with another video, another still life. Those of you who are following the channel will know that I'm currently doing sort of a focus on fruit still life oil paintings in April, and I was hoping to get 6 or 8 of them done during the month. So I'm back with number 4 of these. I've gone small with this one. I'm sort of hoping that small will be quicker. And those of you who have watched the channel will possibly remember that I did a similar painting to this last year, but I sold that at one of the fairs that I did, so I'm replacing it with another one. It's a painting of 3 strawberries on my now famous mantelpiece. And you've seen that I've just blocked in the main colours there on the paper. You can see that it's paper taped to a board, as I've been working on recently. It's Arches Huile Paper, so it's special paper for oil paints. Once the blocking in is done, then I start adding the detail. You can see I'm using a small brush for that. Starting to add the shaded sides of the strawberries, and also some of the pitting on the strawberry skin surface. I was saying in the last video that I sort of quite often challenge myself to do art because it sort of makes sure that I manage to do some. I'm not sure I'm going to make certainly the 8 this April because I'm running out of time rapidly. But I'm still hoping to get to the 6. You may remember that I did a similar challenge of fruit still lives, that was back in February, and I set myself a target of 6 and did 5. So I'm not very good at hitting target, but I'm hoping that I will hit the lower target that I set myself for this month. You can see how I'm trying to add the highlights now to the strawberry flesh, and if you actually observe the strawberries, the highlight is sort of goes on in little circles. There is a dent where the seeds are, and sort of a mound around that dent, and that is what catches the light on strawberries. So you don't have to put that over the whole surface of the strawberry, but just where the highlights are. If you get those accurate, the eye is fooled into thinking that the whole surface of the skin is like that. So as usual, it's about looking at the characteristics of what I'm trying to paint and sort of indicating those characteristics to give the overall impression of the subject, but also the lighting on the subject. Having said that, I think this one ends up a little bit sort of caricatured strawberries, really, as in they're a bit too strawberry-like, really. I think the one that I did last year, I think there's a video of that. If you go back and have a look, perhaps you'll be able to see yourself. I think they looked a bit more real than these ones by the time I've finished. Very small painting, as you can see. It's, I think, 18 by 13 centimetres, and the paper is cut to the size that will fit a ready-made frame that I've got for that. It's been a while since I've worked so small. I've been tending to work a little bit larger for me. So by larger, I mean sort of A4 size rather than this tiny size. But I think it's good to have a variety of size work and priced work when you do shows. Not everybody can afford a big painting, but a small painting allows people to sort of invest in you at an affordable price. I think I'm going to investigate getting some prints done of some of this work as well that I'm doing this year. I'm doing quite a lot of work this year, and I think perhaps having some prints which are at a lower price point will help sales at shows and things like that. I mean, personally, I don't buy prints of people's work. I buy originals, And if I can't afford the original, I don't buy it, sort of thing. But that's just my preference. A lot of people are just simply looking for a nice image to fill a corner of their room, which I totally get. Just trying to make the shadows on the now famous mantelpiece look a bit more natural. Just adding some red to the darks there, because there is some red reflected in the darks from the bright red strawberries. I think the painting took pretty much about an hour and a half from start to finish, including the drawing out. I didn't include the drawing out stage in this video. Those who follow the channel have seen me draw out many times before, and I'm sure I will put the drawing out stage on some other videos. So if you want to know how I draw out, there are plenty of videos that show that beginning stage of an oil painting. Slight issue with this painting, you can see it quite well there, is I've not sort of lost the edge of that strawberry. It's quite a defined, sharp edge of the standing up strawberry where the shadow is. If I'd have sort of blurred that edge, it would have looked more natural, I think. But you know, I'm being picky. It's perfectly fine painting, but I'm trying to improve and learn from what I do myself. And that's something I've noticed looking at it after the event. I tend not to go back and change things after I've signed a painting, but I've observed it for the next time I do a similar painting. Who knows, I might paint this painting again if this one sells again. Maybe it'll be a regular yearly painting, this one. There you can see that I'm just signing it. So it must be ready and finished. I had quite a few attempts at signing this. I couldn't quite get a fine enough brush to do it. As you can see, I've signed it and wiped it out twice now. Difficult when you're working so small to make the signature not too dominant really in the painting. Well, this is the final painting, and it did get signed in the end after 3 attempts. And there you can see that sharp edge where the shadow is behind the strawberries. Should possibly have smudged that a little, not smudged it, but softened the edge. And the edge would then have seemed to disappear around the corner, sort of thing. But overall, I'm quite pleased with it. I hope you've enjoyed watching this little video. Hope you enjoy the result. Do comment on the video if you have liked it. If there's anything that you would improve, then let me know. Or if there's anything that you would do differently, let me know. I am sort of doing these videos to help other people, but also hopefully to get some tips and pointers from other people. Okay, well, I'll be back with another one shortly. I'm on number 4. This one is number 4 of the monthly challenge. So 2 to go for the lower target in April. So rest assured I'll be back in a few more days with another one. Thanks for your time. See you soon. Bye.